You guys, we can finally breathe out a sigh of relief, even though we're basically being stabbed in an open wound right now because Hillary Clinton is on her horrific book tour for her book or memoir called What Happened, where she talks about how she dropped the ball massively of 2016. So Clinton said we've talked about a lot of these different things because I just can't ignore it. There's too many of them in the news. But Hillary Clinton stated that she's not going to run for office ever again. She said, quote, I'm done with being a candidate. So we can be very excited for that. Something else that's very exciting that I'll get into later is the Medicare for All that Bernie Sanders has proposed, because in 2013 when he proposed it, he did it alone. This year he has, I believe it's about 15 or so. He has 1/3 of the Democratic Senate. So something around 15 or 17, which is fucking awesome, because now what we're doing is mainstreaming that. But anyways, let's stick to this story here. So here's what CNN says. They say Hillary Clinton says she isn't running for office ever again, and her latest memoir is nearly 500 pages of proof. Quote, I am done with being a candidate, she affirmed in an interview about the book that aired on CBS Sunday Morning. In Clinton's memoir, her third, she blasts other Democrats and spells out views that would make her unlikely to lead any future Democratic Party in a frank manner that runs counter to her reputation as a cautious, calculated politician. In addition to her biting criticism for her 2016 Democratic rival Bernie Sanders, she urges Democrats not to shy away from the politics around gun control, pushes them to keep their focus on both the Russia investigation and the economy, and stresses the need to learn from her mistakes under Trump. Quote, Democrats should not respond to my defeat by retreating from our strong commitments on these life-or-death issues, she writes. The vast majority of Americans agree that we need to do more gun safety, that it is a debate we can win if we keep at it. Clinton also takes on those calls for her silence by simply saying she isn't going anywhere, even if she isn't running again. Quote, there were plenty of people hoping that I, too, would just disappear. But here I am, she writes. As Bill likes to say, at this point in our lives, we have more yesterdays than tomorrows, thank God. There is no way I'm going to waste the time I have. Okay, so let's break that down here, okay? She says, learn from the Democrats. Listen, here's a heart-to-heart, okay? Learn from the mistakes I made. She didn't tell us her mistakes, just to let you know. But, I actually wrote an article outlining all of her mistakes. The study showed that a vast majority of her advertisements were policy substance free. They had no policy substance. She didn't go to Wisconsin. Her campaigning was extremely weak. Obama and Biden both criticized her for that. Biden actually criticized her just for being a shitty candidate in general, which I thought was very good as well. And, obviously her massive corporate donations, a failure of her campaign to reach out to the Bernie voters, which surprisingly only 12% voted for Trump, while in 2008, 25% of Hillary voters voted for McCain. So there are many different things, again, like I said, her failure to court Bernie voters was very key as well. But I think moreover to court the independents, like the people in the Rust Belt, saying TPP is the gold standard and just failing on so many fronts, shitty platitudes. I mean, we could go on for days, but I'm just so excited that she's finally going to be gone. And look, Hillary, the only reason why I say I want you to go away is because you have a very negative effect on the Democratic Party. You gifted a fascist the White House and made the best candidate we have ever seen in years lose. Somebody who is very awesome lose. If you want to come out and say, hey, I made many mistakes, I understand them, I fully throw my support behind Bernie Sanders, I fully support Medicare for all, I fully support a $15 minimum wage, I fully support free universal education, etc., 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 I'm happy, come back, go ahead, then you can, kind of backstab all these corporate neo-libs, which would be very awesome. So if you can turn back into the 90s one, spare all the shitty stuff, which is, I guess, a lot, the welfare reform and the 3 strikes you're out bill. Go back to supporting single-payer healthcare, etc. But anyways, I prefer it honestly at this point if you go away and just stop. We can all finally be excited. Hillary Clinton won't be running again. Support independent progressive media by leaving a subscription down below. Leave a like and share the video. Help us out on Patreon, or you can donate in other ways. Links are in the description down below. We are fighting Trump tooth and nail, and we will continue to do so with your help.